What's up, everybody? We are live. We are absolutely live. I got an email the firearms guy real quick. I usually have this up and running, but I was at a work event that ran really late. So let's see. Let's go all the way back. How are you guys doing tonight? I hope everyone is doing well. Let's see. I'm doing great. I'm going to shoot this weekend. I hope you guys are shooting this weekend. Better be shooting this weekend. If you're not, there's something wrong. You should be shooting every weekend. Let's see. No. What a rookie I am. What a rookie. Right here. Look at that. Look at that. Let me put this in here. Bam. What a pro. What a pro I am. I saved it. What's up? Let's check the chat. Who's in the chat? Who's in the chitty chat? Mike McClune. What's up, Flying Rich? My buddy Flying Rich. You know, Rich, we need to have a conversation on the phone later. You are one interesting guy. You're like an onion. There's many layers, Rich. Mario's in the chat. Let's see. Nice. So tonight we have the firearms guy on the show. And man, I got to tell you, he's one of my favorite gun tubers of all time. I love this guy. He's just really good at everything. He's got almost 1,800 videos online. I've been trying to binge watch and watch as many as I can. I can't do it. The dude has so much online, and it's amazing. Let's see. Let me check the lighting. We're trying a bunch of new stuff today, guys. All right. That looks good. All right. We got Florida in the building. Rich, what part of Florida are you in? Because Roger is from Florida. Rich, you are from Florida. Rich lives with all the... Oh. Brandon's in the chat. What's up, buddy? When who hit 500? The firearms guy? No way. Because the firearms guy has been doing this for 12 years. I think about 12 years now. 13 years. And he's got 200 and... God, how many subscribers does he have? 220. The last time he was on, he had just broken like 210,000. And now he has 223,000 subscribers. Man, that is bananas. That is absolutely bananas. Nice. Let me turn off all my phones and stuff. All right. Who's in the chat? Robert, Pennsylvania. Let me tell you, everybody I know from Pennsylvania, MRH is from Pennsylvania too. Everybody I know from Pennsylvania, everyone I've met from Pennsylvania has been a complete lunatic in a good way. In a good way. I have some great friends that moved to Texas from Pennsylvania. They're some of my favorite people, but they are lunatics in a good way. Micah, what's up, buddy? How are you? Mike Woodward, Michigan. Oh, man. So you definitely know the firearms guy if you're from Michigan. All right. Everybody, please hit the thumbs up and spread the love, spread this video. And without further ado, we have, wait, this is a big moment, the firearms guy. I always call you a firearms guy, and it's firearm guy. My wife always corrects me. She goes, get it right, stupid.
Yeah, it's the firearm guy.
Firearm guy. I know.
I heard that intro. You were giving me the grand opening. You know, the introduction of all introductions, and you said the name wrong.
You want to do it again?
No,
the one, the only firearm guy.
All right. Now I feel like I belong.
You know what it is? It's just because you've got so many firearms. I'm like, dang, this guy, what doesn't this guy have?
Well, it was interesting because just today, No, yesterday I put a trade offer up locally, and a guy contacted me and said, "I've got," and he named off 3 firearms. I said, "I have all 3 of those." He said, "Okay, how about this one?" I said, "I have it." "Okay, how about this one?" "I have it." And he said, "I quit." I said, I'll accept trades, but I'm picky because many people have maybe one gun they're considering trading. And this guy had 5, and I happen to have all 5 of them. So I consider myself a fortunate man.
Oh, yeah. Well, God dang, man. You've been doing it 13 years. 13 years, right? Or is it?
No,
or is it
10. 10.
Is it 10? It feels like 13. Feels like it should be
that's because there's a lot of bad videos out there I started in March of 2011. So this past March was 10 years for me.
And you have 17 and change videos, 17,000 and change, 1,700 and change.
Correct.
God damn, that is great.
Well,
that's bananas.
Well, one of the things that I've always tried to maintain is I try to do things in one take in many cases. And when you can achieve that, you have a lot less editing. If you can achieve it. Now, sometimes you're at the range, you're loading a mag, you're doing this, you're doing that. Nobody wants to watch that. So you cut the camera, you have to edit out the beginning and the end. But I put up a video yesterday, I did it in one take. And so to make the video, it was a 6-minute video. It took me maybe 10 minutes to get my talking points down, to make sure I had the right examples that I was going to share. And then literally I didn't even do anything. I put a little fade in and fade out in the videos, and then that's it. It was like nothing. And so that accounts for one of those 1,700. So I've learned throughout the years to make life easier on yourself and the audience, because if you do it in one take, which is hard, it is hard, doesn't always happen, but if you can do it in one take, it's more authentic. Yeah,
well, don't watch my videos then. I don't think I could do it in one take. Well, there's also places you learn not to do videos in and try and do commentary. Like when you did I want to say, because I watched your video before I bought mine, you did the XD Mod 2 in a firing range, and people were shooting guns, and you were trying to do commentary. And I've done that myself, and that's, unless you have the range to yourself, that kind of sucks. That's hard to do.
What happened was that particular range had a promotion. So they gave like 15 rounds, a t-shirt, some stickers. It was a Springfield promotion, and they allowed you to go shoot the gun. Well, I showed up at the range, and I didn't even know this was going on. And they say, "Hey, you want to check out this Mod 2?" Now, that's when it first came out, and they had the grip zone. But that was a new release. So that was one of the first times ever I got my hands on a new release by mistake. It happened by mistake. And so they allowed me to use that, and I really enjoyed it. And it was interesting because the video, I was very, very much a young YouTuber at the time, and the video really took off. And I was like, wow, the grip zone must be a thing.
Yeah, I carried the XD Mod 2. That was my carry gun for the last like 6 years. And I just recently switched, and I know you probably already shot this gun too, was the XDM Elite 3.8.
Right.
With it's called the Hex Red Dot.
Yes. The Hex is a Springfield Armory product.
Yeah, I love that pistol so much. It fits so well. It's like a glove. It's like a silk glove when you grab it. I love it, man.
Oh, everything about that. If you look, it has the ergos, it has the amazing shooting precision. It's got the features up one side, down the other. It's got a dual recoil spring, which means like very little recoil, stays on target easy. It's got that Hellcat-like sights with a fiber optic front sight.
Yeah.
And a little bit of a beveled magwell. I'm not sure if the 3.8 model does, but the 4.5 does. So like I've got the 4.5 inch barrel, and that has 20 round magazines. So everything in the package for under $600 is, I think, a steal. You pay that much for a Glock, and then you have to put another $200, $300, $500 into it. And this is not a knock on Glock, but I think everybody knows that a stock Glock out of the case requires some maintenance if you're going to carry it, or if you're going to compete with it, or if you want to add stuff to it. You know, I'll give Glock this. Yeah, they have the aftermarket companies, but it wasn't until they made the 19X until they started adding night sights in the case and adding additional accessories in the case. For example, the flat dark earth finish. You know, some people like that. It used to be a thing, believe it or not. Glock had frames many years ago in flat dark earth, OD green, and nobody wanted them. They did not sell. And eventually they dropped it. And then about 6 years ago, the colors became a thing again, and Glock started adding it as well as everybody.
I just didn't get, I didn't like colored guns at all. I thought they were just meh. Everything was black or hard chrome, but now I really like you shot the CZ, that blue CZ pistol.
Well, it was a Shadow 2 with the blue grips. It's called the black and blue. Yeah,
man, that blue grip, man, makes that gun pop. That's a great looking gun. I was fingering them in the gun store yesterday. Phenomenal.
I've wanted one for years. Well, the colors really became a thing. I remember it had to be 5 years ago. Everything was colors, and you say, why is that? Why is everything moving to the Cerakote? And the data told us that so many females were entering the industry. And so you've got pink guns, you have purple, yellow guns. They look like little toys, but it's all a systematic plan to meet that market that was it's not new, but it was increasing. Right. And you have people like us on here saying, hey, look, you know, the average police response time in the U.S. is 11 minutes. What are you going to do if somebody kicks in your door? And the word began to be shared, and people started, and all of a sudden we're seeing all these females enter the market as well as senior citizens. And so the industry, you know, it's like any other industry. They're going to do what it takes to sell their product.
Yeah, especially women with kids. As soon as they have kids, that mama bear instinct takes over. Let's look at the chat real quick. We got William Garcia, Nogales, Arizona. I missed that dry heat. Being in Houston, kind of, yeah. If Wade, Flying Rich said he was he was been watching since you had 500 subscribers. I believe it. Rich is pretty old. We got Boss Hog. Jay Chill, man, Mike McClune. We got a lot. Bob Goodwin, that's my man right there. He's a good guy. You know what? I got to tell you, I do this YouTube just so I can meet these cool people. Like, it's pretty selfish. It's just so I can meet gun people and have a good time. I love it. Rattle Can, what's up? He's been following you for a long time, couple years now.
Thank you, sir.
Robert, TheFireArmGuy is a fantastic. Love the reviews. I told everybody, your reviews are amazing because it's to the point. It's not a bunch of fluff. I don't have time for that shit. I mean, stuff. Sorry, kids. I don't have time for that. I want to see the gun, get the bullet points, have someone shoot it, and if you like it, great. Like, I really, your opinion really matters when I see you review a gun. If you review a gun and you like it, I'm jealous and I want to go shoot it. Let's be real.
Well, I hear that. I hear that from people. They say, you know, my wife hates you. You know, every time you show something, I feel like I have to have it. And I want to make the point, and I try to do this, is that I am not selling anything. I am not a gun salesman. I'm not in the industry. I'm not here to sell anybody anything. I think what makes a good review is to show the features, say what you want, what you like and what you don't like. When I watch a review, I want to know not just whether I would like it, but I want to know if the reviewer actually likes it and what they don't like.
Right.
And then perhaps they'll give me something to think about. But there have been times where they say, well, I don't like this. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting because I love that. And that's why I think YouTube is what it is, because it's constant flowing content every single day. And you can see for yourself. It's not a staged picture by some professional photographer. This is a real human being telling their experiences. So if I feature something that somebody doesn't like, sometimes I hear grief over, why are you featuring that piece of crap? Well, you clicked play, okay? It was right in the title, and you click play. But I think a lot of times they'll click play just to say, why are you featuring that piece of crap? As if I'm trying to sell them something. I'm not trying to sell them anything. I'm not making a profit. I have no affiliate links whatsoever.
When you reviewed that CZ with the blue grip, I went right to the store to go check it out. And they have a lot of different colors, man. That was pretty cool. I like that gun a lot. I really like that gun. I haven't shot it.
It's been around a while, the Shadow 2. And it's a great gun. It's expensive. You'll see that it has the orange grip. That one's about $600 more because it has a barrel bushing and an extended magazine that's also
orange. A little pricey. They were definitely a little pricey.
Yeah, you're looking at between $1,250 and $1,450 for that. So I actually picked that up on a trade. I've been doing a lot locally, a ton locally, and it's been working out. Good people out there, and it's just another way to acquire what you want. Like this whole thing is a ton of movement, and eventually getting something you could look at and say, man, I am so happy with what I have. And then eventually you'll see something, you'll watch a YouTube video, you go to a gun store, and you'll see there's also something I can no longer live without. I have to have that too. And then you end up acquiring it, and you either love it or hate it or whatever the case, but it's just a non-stop, long-lasting affair with guns. I love as a YouTuber and many of our followers.
Yeah. So Rattlecan in the chat says you sold him on his last 2 guns. Robert says I'm his sticky brother. I got him into sticky holsters. I love those things, man. People dock them, but we talked about that last time you were on the show. I'm a sticky holster fanatic. By the way, the sticky holster rep will be on the show the 12th of August.
So when you put the comment, are you doing that, or I'm
doing it?
You're doing that, okay? And so you can you see the people who are in the chat?
I can't see the whole group, but I can see their chats, and I'll just go down the line and click them.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay, because I was wondering if that's an automated thing or you're doing that.
No, I wish it was. I feel bad sometimes when you do these lives, you kind of ignore the chat because the conversation is so interesting. But I just like going down. So yeah, smash that thumbs up, everybody. And then I'm going to put the firearm guy, not arms people. His link is in the chat. If you're not a subscriber, which I don't know how you could be on YouTube and not be a subscriber, please subscribe to his channel. Look, absolutely.
You had Mateo on there. He is one of the most educated and firearm intelligent people out there. This guy
really.
He is very, very wise when it comes to guns, ammo, parts. Like he is really somebody to gain information from. I would like to see him make videos one day. I don't know that it's in his personality. I know.
Do you know him personally in the real world?
No, but we never met. I couldn't tell you what he looks like. I wouldn't be able to pick him out of a crowd, but he leaves some comments that make me think, and then I'll research it and I'm like, dang it, that Mateo, he's right again. Like he is very smart. If he says something, you just take it as gold.
Mateo the Gun Yoda. We should get him on the live. Let's see. Jay Chill's in the chat. So there's one thing you did review that I will not ever buy. And you had
I already know what it is.
The Obama
I already know
phone.
what it is. What?
Your Obama phone video. How I missed that gem. Oh my God. Hey everybody, you want to see the firearm guy rap? I was going through your videos a couple days ago and I'm like, how did I miss this? It is gold.
Well, if you remember back when Obama got in there, he was giving these phones away like candy on Halloween.
Obama phone.
And so I said, you know, and then if you qualify, you know, and I'm not here to knock anybody on government.
Was that a real Obama phone?
Yeah, I got one.
Are you serious? I thought you were just joking.
No. I went on a mission because everybody was getting these Obama phones. They were pushing it because these secondhand companies were getting a kickback from the government to give out these Obama phones. And so what I did was I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try to get one. And I got one. Now, it was a little sleazy, but my goal was to see if a guy with a job and a decent income and, you know, could get an Obama phone. And I did.
What? Was it a good phone? Did it work?
No, but the ones they get, what I'm told is that the ones that they are giving out now are much better. But yeah, it worked. It limited your talk minutes, but it had unlimited text. It was a flip phone. It was one of those phones that nobody wanted. They grew out of fashion. But now I'm thinking, I'm told they give the big smartphone with the huge glass and the internet and everything else.
So Mateo in the chat says he prefers to help out behind the scenes. All right, Mateo, I have a test. In this chat, I want you to ask the firearm guy a really hard question, and then we'll post it up. Shooting Gallery New England's in the chat. What's up, buddy? I'll be on your show on his stream on Monday. I can't wait. I like that guy. Bob, hooked on Smash Time Road Warriors vids. Love the ammo pickup tips. Thank you, Rob. I appreciate it. Bob Goodwin says you should bring back the Biden plunger shotgun.
I haven't actually. I'm
What's
looking in the closet.
Did I miss that too? That's another gem I missed.
I was going to make a series out of that. It's a shotgun. It's a plastic shotgun. Basically, it's a toy, but it has a plunger on the bottom, like a toilet plunger. And as you rack the slide, it goes. And actually, it's a plunger. And I was going to make a series out of that. And I called it the Biden special or something like that. These are old videos. Somebody is watching way back when.
Man, it's because your old stuff. I told you, you should do a whole series on revisiting, because your opinions on a lot of this stuff probably have changed quite a bit. Like the belt holster clip you did, where it was just a clip on the pistol.
That was,
man, I'm not clipping anything pointing at my junk like that. Sorry, mom, sorry, kids, if you're watching.
No, that was a new thing that I discovered that I thought was cool. And early on, one of the things that you learn if you do this is that don't be so quick to jump in front of the camera and say, hey, this is what I'm doing and it's so great. Make sure you check it out. Make sure it clicks all the boxes before you do that. When I was younger at this and wanted to create content, I thought the way to create content was to take a look at what I have and show it and feature it. It never occurred to me that this thing that I'm featuring is a total piece of crap.
Yeah.
You would think it would, but it didn't. And so, yeah, I've got some out there that, I mean, if you have 1,700 videos, there are going to be some that you wish you did not make.
Oh, there's some already I wish I did not make. All right, so Mateo's question is, why can't Tonfolio have the same decocker system that CZ uses?
That's so funny, Mateo, because I have been on the EAA website so much and by the way, I knew he was going to come up with something I have no idea about, so I'll just get that out of the way right now. But I have been on this. Mateo, I want your opinion on the Tonfolio Witness Match 2. And if you think that will measure up to the Shadow 2 or the Breaded 92X Performance. But I have been on Tonfolio. I've been in touch with the company. They're outrageously pricey. Outrageously, you know, some are right around $1,000 to $1,500. And considering that the Shadow 2 is that, it's kind of weird saying it's outrageously pricey, but they're totally incredible. Mateo, as soon as you want to type in that answer, I'll be happy to read it, but I have no clue.
Oh, look, you got even my buddy Jeff's out cutting the yard watching on his tablet. Thank you, Jeff. Mateo says, great gun. He owned one. All right, let's do a EDC check. What do you carry now? What is your carry gun now? Everyone in the chat, put your carry gun. Let's see what everyone's carrying. What do you? So I carry. Now I started carrying the XDM Elite 3.8. That's my carry gun with the red dot. I'm trying to carry a red dot pistol, which is interesting because you gotta clean out that red dot every couple of days because it gets a lot of lint and stuff in it. But man, it's phenomenal. I'm hooked on it. I love it.
Yeah. Well, you know, if you look inside your holster, all the dust and lint that's in there, and sometimes that makes it into the barrel and the trigger mechanism and everything else. You know, a while back, I remember I took my carry gun out. I looked at my holster. I'm like, holy smokes, is it ever dirty in there? And that's something that's often overlooked. It's that, you know, is it going to disrupt the function of the gun? Probably not, but it still should be cleaned.
Yeah. So what do you carry? What's your daily?
Currently, it's the Hellcat.
Nice.
I've got the red dot. It's not the red dot. It's just a standard Hellcat. Mm-hmm. And I'm still a car guy. I love the car handguns. And
yeah, me too.
You know, the PM9 in the pocket works when I pocket carry. I love car, and I think they're great. And you know, everybody wants them to make a double stack and get into the game, and perhaps one day they will. Something tells me there are some reasons why they cannot. I'm not at liberty to say because I don't know. It's just gossip. But yeah, I'm a big car guy. I'm a big Hellcat guy.
Nice. In the chat, we got J-Cho. He carries a 43X. B-Noise. Taurus. Oh, man, it skipped way up there. Taurus G3C in a sticky holster. That's right. A-Dubs. Rex Delta. Mateo. Glock 33. Steyr S40. God, you know I love Steyr guns. I took one in on a trade years ago. I wish I never would have got rid of it. Kevin is a Llama 45. A Llama.
Yeah, that's imported by Eagle Imports.
Oh, nice.
They're pretty cool.
Ruger EC9S. Glock 48. Misty's a beast. She carries. She's one of my favorite people that comments. I love.
Yeah, she's great. She's
Bob Goodwin, Kimber Micro 9 stainless. Ooh, that's heavy. Hellcat, love it. 43X. XD9 10-round mag. Jeff W. Nice. M&P. Tyler James, one of my favorite guys. Man, where have you been? Look, all these good stuff, guys.
You know what's really interesting is I only saw one Glock 19, and a while back I did a poll on EDC carry, and I wanted to see if the poll on my channel mimicked what was considered nationwide in terms of sales and polls and everything else that people do. And by far, had to be 6 years ago, the Glock 19 was the favorite carry gun in America.
Right.
And so I did a poll and I got a ton of feedback. It was amazing. And I every day I checked the comments and I had little graphs and everything. And it was the Glock 19. The Glock 19. So it did mimic that. But I'm seeing now with all this new innovation and everything that it's not that people are moving away from Glock. We know that's not happening, but people are moving away from the Glock 19 for a smaller choice.
See, I think the Glocks are like iPhones. They're stuck. They're not innovating anymore. You know, when iPhone first came out, it was like, holy crud, that's an iPhone. That's amazing. It's so cool. Now they're just playing catch up. Like the wireless charging, you know, Android was wireless charging 3 years before iPhone came out with it. And then when the iPhone did it, everyone's like, oh, that's so revolutionary. That's been out for a long time, guys. Come on. Yeah, 19X. My wife, I got her a Glock 19, and it would jam every single time she shot it because her hands are small. and he didn't pass the limp wrist test, which, God, you know, I was saving it to the end, but let's just get into it now. That limp wrist test, can you please do a compilation video of all your limp wrist? That you could do almost 20 minutes of just your limp wrist test. They're hilarious.
Well, let me back up a little bit. A long time ago, I was serious about doing a limp wrist test. It never turned into a thing. But what happened was, as I shot the gun with a limp wrist, I didn't even know this was happening, and my face was like this. And I guess I was trying to act the part of a limp wrist, but I didn't. It wasn't a plan.
It's so funny.
And a lot of people got into that, and I got a ton of feedback saying that was hilarious. And I was like, what did I do? Well, so then I'm like, okay, so a lot of people like this. This time I'll give them a show. And so I started making stupid faces. And then it became a thing. Like, it really became a thing.
Yeah.
And so it's crazy, because if I don't do it, like, I have to remind myself. I go to the range and I have a review. I am so laser focused on that review. I want to make sure I have the specs right, all the information right. And I'm very much in the zone for that review. And then I'm packing up. I'm like, I forgot to do a stupid limp wrist test. Yeah. And so I get out there, you know, do those stupid faces.
That's some of the best parts of the review, you know it? Because, oh, look, Misty right here. She goes, it's absolute gold. He looks like he's having a seizure when he does it, says Ronnie Thompson. Robert says a compilation would be amazing. It would be amazing. That could be your next short video right there. 49 seconds of limp wrist tests.
Well, why? Okay, if I do that, and I've had so many requests, and I honestly, I try to meet most requests if it's doable and if it's something I think I could do a good job with. But why would I do a compilation? If I do a compilation of this, and let's pretend it's a 7-minute video, and I only have limp wrist tests on a 7-minute video, then why would I ever do another limp wrist test? They already got the, it's almost like they already have the live show.
That's so like saying, why would you want more ice cream? You can never get enough of a good thing like that.
You know, but ice cream, you can get different flavors. It would be too repetitive if I did. Like, what would you have to look for? Like, believe it or not, some people say
YouTube short. Just do like 5 in a row on a YouTube short. That would satisfy me.
Now that's actually a pretty good idea.
I have to learn how to.
Well, like we talked, I need to learn how to slim it down on my video editor so that it will work. And the short thing, like, you helped me out a lot with that, and I appreciate it, because I didn't know where I stood, if it was right, if it was wrong. I didn't want to put something up there that would be a big mistake and that I regretted later because I did it wrong. And it worked out. One thing I noticed, though, it was very I figured with a 28-second video it would get more clicks, because if somebody didn't like it, they wasted 28 seconds of their lives, not a long time. It can't be too painful if it's 28 seconds.
Right.
So I was figuring this will actually do really well because it's really short, and it did very unwell. And I was surprised by that. I thought, where is everybody? You know, it's like my lowest ranking video right now. But you told me it doesn't reach everybody, and it could blow up one day randomly. But you know, some of the best YouTube shorts are only about 5, 6, 7 seconds. Just some random stuff. You just shoot full auto. Well, like, what do you get for that? You get views on your channel. Well, you're just reaching a different target, a younger target. So you are reaching a different target. Okay. So if I'm scrolling through shorts, right, and I hit shorts, and I'm like, okay, cool. I swipe up. What's the next one? What's the next one? What's the next one? What's the next one? And then yours is up. It's like, oh, you're reaching people that would never see you before. So if you do something funny like the limp wrist, they're like, this guy's funny. Let's go to his channel. Or if you do something like shooting full auto,
on a really cool gun, like a CZ Scorpion or something really cool, or like a KSG shotgun, something that's out of the norm. If you shoot, you unload it. People are like, oh, that was really cool. Let me go check them out. So you just reach different people, but your video could sit out there for like 2-3 weeks and then take off. It's just, YouTube is weird, man.
Yeah. Well, from what I understand, this whole shorts thing is what, 2 months old now?
Yeah. Well, it's a little older than that, but officially it's 2 months. Okay. And you got Rattlecan in the chat says he loves your gun store spoof videos.
Oh, that's a lot of work. Oh my gosh, Rattlecan. Let me tell you something.
They're good though.
When you set up 2 cameras, each scene, because I'm using the microphone on my camera,
right?
And so I have to mute the other camera in the video editor, and then I have to align the mouth movement with the sound and do overlays and so it looks like a back and forth conversation. So each one of those scenes is just so much editing. Now I'm willing to do it again. It's coming up with an idea because my friend's great. I could call him up and say, hey, look, this is what I want to do. That's the back of his garage. Like, he's got this pole barn in the back of his garage is literally like a gun store.
That's
and
cool.
He's got the big counter that was custom made that says Glock on it and all this. He's got the lights and everything. It is so cool. Well, it's actually a bar. It's a bar. He has his buddies over and they hang out and drink. But if you dress it up the right way, it looks like a gun store. And so it's coming up with that idea that is going to be exciting and funny. Like, I don't want to do anything serious about it because it's not a real gun store. But if we can come up with something that's funny and exciting and something that people want to click and that we are going to want to do, then we would be all for it.
Yeah. So let's talk, when Kentucky Ballistics blew half of his face off. Mm-hmm. And man, that really shook me up watching him do that, because I shoot alone a lot. Like, I go to Trinity Armory a lot by myself. There's a property I go to once in a while all by myself. And shucks, man, and if something happened, I'd be out there SOL. And then it's funny, I watched his video, and then your video came up 3 videos later when that ricochet tagged you in the leg. Mm-hmm. And you had mentioned in that video that you were you keep a med bag with you at all times. Have you always done that? And what do you keep in that bag?
Well, no, I haven't always done that, but I have for a long time. And one of the things that, he basically had to tourniquet his own neck. Ugh. Basically, that's where it's stick a thumb in it. Yeah. Shit. And learning to use a tourniquet is a big deal. Now, chances are you and I are not going to shoot 50 BMG rounds that we don't know where it came from. And that's not a knock on him. I would have pulled the trigger on that gun just like he did. Okay. But we're not going to do that. That was a dangerous situation without it feeling like it at the time for him, because he was already shooting that round. And I've shot 50 BMG. It's not all that it's cracked up to be as far as manageability. But a med kit is smart. A tourniquet is smart, and learning how to use a tourniquet. I went to a class specifically for that. Basic wound dressing, things like that. When I got tagged with that ricochet, which was interesting because the targets were garbage. That's why. But that hurt. Like, that literally hurt. And what I did not say on that video was, okay, so I showed the blood coming out of my leg, but I took one in the crotch too. And that freaking hurt.
Good night, folks. Good night, folks.
I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say anything on the video to make it seem like I was trying to gain additional attention, but I did. And so that was
you should have done a close up. Hey, everybody, check this out. Look at this wound. Hey, that would scare the dickens out of me.
So that Texas humor.
That would terrify me. Could you imagine going to the range with a cup on? Oh my God. We'll get to body armor in a minute.
Yeah. Well, so anyways, that actually really hurt. I mean, but it was because I had garbage targets, back when I first started, I knew I wanted to shoot metal because I had outdoor places to go. So instead of putting forth the money, because that I didn't have much at that time to put.
They're not cheap. They're not cheap at all.
Right. And so I decided I was going to go to a local welder and have them, cut me some steel. Well, they broke down over time, had divots and everything, and just shattered that bullet and came right back at me. 45.
Ouch. I need to take a class because, and I have the kit now. It's pretty cool, but I don't know how to do a tourniquet and all that stuff.
Yeah. So you can get a tourniquet for $5, and if you can't get anything else, get a couple. What do they call those? Bandanas. You can use a bandana, and you either, like, if you happen to injure your arm, you want to get as high up as you can on your shoulder and just cut off all circulation. Now it's going to be hard with the bandana, but it's better than nothing if you're by yourself.
100%. Let's see. Let's not forget the dozens of videos of large bore revolvers detonating from wonky ammo. Yeah, that's true. But, speaking of Kentucky ballistics, if he was shooting that same round out of a Barrett and it exploded, I don't think he would have been in the hospital. I think the Barrett would have exploded sideways instead of back. Holy smokes. Yeah. Or even like there's a lot of 50 cal. I just don't like how that 50 is designed with that screw-on deal.
Yeah, I've seen that. That rifle live. I've seen that in person. I'm not sure it's the same rifle, but I saw that build. I could never remember the guy's name. He makes the short little shotguns.
I don't want to say it.
Serbu.
Okay, you say it.
Yeah, Serbu. It was his product. I mean, he's a nice guy. I met him, but it was his product. I don't think that's a secret.
Yeah, I just don't like how it just doesn't look. I don't know. I wouldn't feel confident shooting that, it just seems like it was not.
If you look at your AR or your AK, a lot of it's held together by sheet metal. I mean, that's what these guns are made out of. I mean, it's like that's a heavy duty screw on cap. Nobody expects the power to go backwards or some of it, but the energy is going forward. So, I like the way he spoke about the round and that he did not know a lot about the round and who loaded it and what it was charged with and all that. That all adds up. I mean, that was a heavy duty steel rifle.
Right.
The cap came backward. It could be argued that you shouldn't have a cap on there, but it's
right.
I mean, he was shooting prior to that without issue. So the problem with that whole thing was the load, in my opinion.
The Serbu guy did a whole thing on his channel where he breaks apart, like he breaks it down, like what happened. And I give him credit for being so open and honest, but I still don't like how it's designed.
Yeah. Well, you shouldn't, because look what happened. I mean,
I know.
I mean, it's like, but I saw Mateo said he stopped selling at Knob Creek.
Right.
And they stopped selling his guns at Knob Creek.
Poor guy. I mean, it's going to ruin him for a little while at least.
Yeah. I mean, I like him. He's actually a cancer survivor. And he has these, like, before the Shockwave and the Remington TAC 13 and the TAC 14, before those were a thing, he was like one of the only guys to take a shotgun and create, like, I know the screen doesn't give me a lot of room, but a real small 12 gauge shotgun with 3 or 4 loads, or a firearm, not a shotgun.
Right.
But he was one of the first to do it. And even the ones that he created is so much smaller than the Shockwave and the TAC 14 and 13. It's like tiny.
Let's check the chat. Prepping Preacher says stuff happens, be prepared. Rich says Serbu also has a semi-auto 50. And then Tools and Targets is in the chat. My brother, how are you, man? How are you doing? Tools and Targets gets around. He does get around. I love that guy. So let's talk about body armor. That's my new kick I'm on right now. My brother sent me and it's like 47 pounds. It's so freaking heavy. And it's level 4 front and back. And I wore it for like 2 hours the other day. And let me tell you, with my tactical girth plus the body armor, it was a struggle. It was an absolute struggle. So I need to get something a little bit lighter. And my wife wants a set, so I don't know. I don't know what to do. And I have some ideas.
The setup that you just mentioned is what I have. I can see it back there right now. You have to look at the body armor as this is only me talking here, but you want it accessible, and you don't want it dumbed down, because your level 4 will stop an AK round or bullet. Your level 4 will stop a rifle coming at you. It'll stop multiple shots. So consider it more of a bug out thing, or you're entering a chaotic environment. Don't consider it as something you're going to wear when you go to the range, unless you're an instructor and you're in harm's way potentially with new shooters.
Because I'm thinking, would it be better just to get soft body armor because it's so much more comfortable to wear, so you'll wear it?
What would be your intended purpose? Are you going to wear it when you go to the range? Like, chances are you're gonna spend all this money. Now, your level 4s are great. That's exactly what I have, front and back, and it's good. It's going to stop what you need it to stop. But if your intended purpose is to wear it when you go to the range, you're probably not going to do that. You might do it a couple times, and you're going to be like, so basically, it's in my opinion, if things get chaotic and you're entering, for example, you have to go pick up your kid at school, and on the way there's a riot on the way, that's when you're going to wear your body armor.
Yeah, I just ordered. Well, I'm in the process of ordering some plates for their backpack. Not plates, but like the level 3 soft body armor that goes in their school backpack.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet, man.
Yeah,
that is great. So cool.
Yeah. And it's not overly expensive either. You can get those plates for less than $100. It's about that thick, and it's not heavy. It's not going to weigh down the bag, and it'll stop a handgun round. They're going to get beat up. They might break a rib, but it should not penetrate that soft armor.
So Bob Goodwin has a very good point. The issue with body armor is that you are assuming you are fighting a competent shooter. That's true. Not everyone. I always shoot center mass just because it's what I like to do. Because it's a big target. I always try and shoot for the middle of the big target. But what if they're just a bad shot and they're just like shooting? God, you never know who you're going to go up against.
Well, and you also don't know. You could be in the crossfire somewhere. I mean, you get into a situation where you have not one bad shooter, but several bad shooters. Chances are you're going to get tagged.
Yeah, 100%. So what's up is on the chat now. 2A EDU. Do you watch his stuff? God, he has such a good pro Second Amendment. God, every time I watch 2A EDU's channel, I want to get up and salute. I'm like, God, I want to be American. I want to go read the Constitution immediately to my children as their bedtime story. It's good stuff, man. He's a kooky guy. I love him. A-Dub says, Smash, having someone help you adjust the vest to get the weight up. Wider straps, padding around the traps, pits. Yeah, I put it on myself, but it fits my brother, and he's a ex-Army, nut job. I love him too. God, it's just heavy. It's 47 pounds. That's heavy, man. If I could shave off 15 of those pounds and still keep plate, I'd be really happy. There's got to be something cooler.
Well, it all depends on what you want it to prevent from penetrating. If you want a body armor to stop a rifle round, then you're gonna have to stick with your level 4.
Yeah. Well, mostly just want to make sure. No, I can't say it. This is a family show. Let's see. Absolute Missy says 280U. Now this chat's getting better. Yeah, I love the chats. So thank you for the body armor. And now this is a question I ask everybody too. What is your bedside go-to gun? Someone's coming in the front door. They're kicking. What do you grab? What's ready to rock and roll?
You're asking me or the people?
You.
Remington Tech 13.
Really?
Semi-auto, shorty. It's one of the best firearms I own.
No kidding.
Yeah.
How many rounds does it hold?
5 with one in the pipe.
What do you think?
5. I think maybe potentially 4. I think I'm thinking 5. Yeah. Well, yeah. It's. I'm going to go do it this way. It's about this big. I mean, this, and it's semi-auto, and it's got the Versamax system. That's a patent Remington product. That, I mean, you hold that thing with, it's got the hand strap, and you hold it forward, or you can shoot from the hip. But the recoil is minimal, all things considered. Being a small little firearm like that with a #2 buckshot loaded, it's very manageable.
How fast can you reload it?
Recoil system. And if you notice, when Remington released the TAC 13 or the TAC 14, it wasn't long after that Mossberg released the Shockwave. Remington released a mag-fed Shockwave, or I'm sorry, TAC 14, along with some of the 870s. Mossberg released a mag-fed. Higher capacity. Mossberg did. They did a better job with theirs. But you don't see Mossberg releasing a semi-auto. If there is, I haven't seen. I'm talking shorty now. I'm not talking the shotgun. We know they have semi-auto shotguns, but the shorties, you don't see that. That's because Remington has a patent on that Versamax system that is so nice. I've got the 870.
What do those go for?
Oh gosh. Well, if you can find one, you know, MSRP is around $960, but you can't find them. Like they're gone. And whatever's happening with Remington, like we know Remington has been selling off their Marlin division, selling off their ammo division, ending the DPMS rifles, and who knows? Like I don't even know what's going on now. I thought they would stick with their rifles and shotguns, which is the basis of Remington to begin with. They're basically create firearms for sporting purposes, not necessarily ARs and the DPMS and Bushmaster line. So I thought they would continue on with that. They probably are, but the full shotgun is a V3 tactical. The Remington shotgun, and that is amongst my favorites. Semi-auto, smooth as can be. I mean, turkey load, some of the hardest kicking 12 gauge you're going to find. I'm not going to say those are smooth, but they're smoother in that than anything else.
I can't believe Remington, man, because I really wanted to get my hands on a 700, the 5R, and I'm bummed out. I had one and I sold it to pay for my wedding. Don't ever do that, folks. Don't ever do that. But I love
delay the wedding.
No, I couldn't do it. I sold it to a Harris County sheriff somewhere, and he's, oh God. And I always thought, oh, I'll just get another one later on. And now I can't find one for my life. I cannot find a Remington 700 5R.
Well, the Remington 700 is almost like the CZ75. A lot of people, a lot of companies are modeling their rifles after and even using many of the parts of the Remington 700. It's a proven platform. It's been around forever, and it's a simple design. And so you have variations of the Remington 700 that are available that you may want to look into through different manufacturers. Yeah. Oh, DPMS is coming back. I'd like to know where they went, because I thought Remington shut them down, or they sold DPMS.
Nice. I heard that someone had bought their rifle division and they were starting to kick out those rifles again.
Well, Ruger bought the Marlins. We know that. Ruler bought and they will be kicking out that. Now that I actually like that. I'm so glad that the Marlin, which has such a rich history, and they have just some beautiful, beautiful firearms, that it went to a company like Ruger. I was very happy, because Ruger will do Marlin justice. I know they will.
Yeah, I've been on a Ruger kick, like everything I've been buying lately. Honestly, you know what my bedside gun is now is that PC carbine pistol with the SIG brace with the 33 round fun stick. I think that's my bedside gun now.
Oh yeah, the Charger.
Oh, the PC Charger with the Glock mag. Oh, it's the best. Oh, look, 2A EDU. He's a fellow Michiganer. If you ever want to come shooting in a video, let me know. He has a collection of SKSs.
Oh, really?
Oh man, he has
SK
he's got some good CNR guns. If you want one for a video, he's got it.
You know, back in the day, and I'm sure he will agree, you could pick up an SKS for $200. No problem. You can get 2 of them for $350. They were so cheap. And right. The same holds true with AKs. Back in the day, you could pay $250 for a Wasser, a Romanian Wasser at your local hardware store for $250. SKSs were cheaper. Of course, the same ammo. And so that all changed across the board. Mosin Nagants, $69 at Dunham's, of all places. I know not everywhere in the country has Dunham's. We do in Michigan. But you know, now they're 300 plus. So it's really crazy when you see the what's happening as far as guns, firearm availability, and the cost.
Right. Oh, so we got Orlando in the chat says PSA bought DPMS. Nice.
Okay. Good.
Nice.
Thank you.
Nice.
Speaking of PSA, I am like seriously irritated with them.
Why?
They float out the dagger.
Oh.
They float out the dagger. Okay. They're playing a Kel-Tec on us. Okay. Now, whether it's intentional or not, I don't know. I know a lot of supplies were held up after the countrywide shutdown. I get it. But the dagger is supposed to be $300. If you go on Gunbroker now, you won't find one for under $500. Okay, fine. It's a new release. But that all changes when you have an abundant supply. PSA has an abundant supply for just about everything they create except the dagger.
I think they released it way too soon.
Well, they introduced it 2 or 3 years ago. They introduced it. This is what we're working on. Then they released it, and it's almost like it's creating this, what do they call that? Scarcity. There's a word for it. But basically what they're doing is they are creating it to be scarce so that there's a high demand. Something.
We're all talking about it. We're all talking about it.
Yeah, we're talking about that we can't get one because when you see an MSRP of $299 that shares very similar features to what Glock offers,
right?
It seems attractive. Now, we have to be very careful because I remember, and I love Diamondback Firearms, but many years ago when they first came out with their DB380, everybody said this thing is like a little Glock because it broke down the same way as a Glock. It had the takedown levers and you do all that stuff to disassemble it. And everybody said that was a little Glock.
Mm-hmm.
And it turned out to be a dud. And now Diamondback has 4 generations. And I love Diamondback. I've got the Gen 4 DB9. I think it's great. But their early on models were not so hot. Like they were a company that had to really go back and reinvent the wheel until they got it rolling again. And they did get it rolling, especially with some of their long guns. They're amazing.
Yeah.
But when I hear, oh, that's nothing more than that's just a Glock copy. Like I hear that all the time. Any new striker fire gun, that's just a Glock copy.
Especially when you talk to a Glockophile.
Well, yeah, in their eyes, everything's a Glock copy. Well, maybe it's not a Glock copy. Maybe it's their own. Like Glock offers very little to be copied. I mean, if it is a Glock copy, they're sure making it look and feel a little bit better.
Real quick in the chat, we got 2AEDU with a $20 super chat. Pulling out the big guns tonight. Every dollar I get goes right back into the channel. Thank you so much. He says a shout out to all the people that in the chat tonight, especially the Michigan people. Nice,
right, brother.
Man. I like Michigan. Nice, nice. WhatsApp is in there. Prep and Preacher. Prep and Preacher, make sure you email me, buddy. I want you to come on the channel and school us on prepping. Tools says they jacked up the prices so much they're not in any hurry to produce much of anything. You know what, man, I like PSA, but 5 years ago, I wouldn't have bought a PSA AR. I think they've really upped their game since they started building everything in-house. They mill a lot of their own parts now, I think. But when they first started, some of their early stuff was real sketchy.
I had it many years ago. Artificial scarcity is what I was thinking of. Artificial scarcity.
Right.
We're going to make this real scarce. And we're going to create a high demand, and a lot of people are going to overpay for it. And then once it wears out, we're going to throw them out there where everybody can grab them for what we originally said we would sell them for. I don't know if that's their plan. I know Kel-Tec does that all the time, but it really irritates me.
But I tell you what, Ben, if I can get a gun that's reliable for $300, I would keep one in every room in the house. I'd buy a few. Christmas would be really cool at my house. Hey, how are you, Grandma? Here's a Glock copy. Merry Christmas. I'd be just giving away. It'd be great.
Well, yeah, but you'd have to get one to get. You'd have to find one to get it, and with the artificial scarcity, good luck.
Yeah, Glockophile. Absolute Misty says, did he say Glockophile? Yeah, you say that in your favorite Joe Dirt impersonation. That's a Glockophile. Let's see. Oh man. Mike McClune with a $20 super sticker. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. And then not to be outdone, just to be on top, 2A EDU with another $5. Thanks, guys. That's awesome, man. I really appreciate it. Everyone go read the Constitution now and then watch his channel. And real quick, if you're not a subscriber, please hit the subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you're not a subscriber to the Firearm Guy, I don't know how you could not be. I just put his link in the chat. Please click his link and go subscribe to his channel. He's already reviewed everything. I mean, it's almost to the point now. What do you do next?
Oh, I've got some things coming up that I'm really looking forward to. I'm hitting the range tomorrow, and I've got a couple projects in the works that is not to be revealed at this point, but it's really exciting to me. And you know what's interesting is that there's always you could look at some of the guns that you own or your buddies or whatever. You could go into the direction of 1911s. You can go into the direction of shotguns. You could do precision rifle shooting. You could do little CCW guns.
Right.
The best YouTubers are the most creative ones. And that's what I struggle with, is coming up with an idea, coming up with a plan to implement the idea, and then coming up with a speech pattern of what I want to talk about with that idea. But it should be endless. It should be endless content continually. But it just takes a creative mind.
Yeah. Tool says he has a safe full of PSA ARs. You know what? They came out. They were super cheap, but the ones I shot a couple years ago were not that great. And, you know, I shot one last week, and it was amazing. It shot so well, and I'm doing an unboxing tomorrow. It's right there.
But you know what? I
can't
think
show it.
I think PSA could be credited for driving down the cost of rifles
100%.
When they started selling those complete uppers and lowers, as well as BCGs at deeply discounted prices. People are like, why do I need to go pay $800 for a Rock River Arms when I can go put a couple bolts together and throw this thing in and hit the range? And they became a heavy hitter in the industry.
Yeah, I remember when I first got into guns, looking at magazines and just looking at buying stuff from Delton. Remember the Delton kits?
Delton.
Oh, it's on your hat.
Yeah.
Man, maybe that's subliminally. I was like, man, yeah, but
Deltons are good rifles.
Really? I always wondered how good they could be being so cheap. Those kits were so cheap.
Oh, I've got it. I've got a Delton that I really, really enjoy it. I mean, it is really a good rifle.
Oh, let's see. A-Dub says PSA priced themselves next to Arrow without the QC bump. Actually, I think PSA, as of like 2 years ago, I saw a YouTube video where they build almost everything in-house now. And their QC is really top-notch, supposedly. 2A EDU says, I have way more ideas than time to do videos. Amen. I got a full-time job. You have a full-time job. 2A has a full-time job. It's tough, man. It is really tough to get out and do these videos. Firearm guy, pew, 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 his favorite saying.
That's from an old video when I mocked that pew, pew thing.
Oh, yeah. C. Wolf says, PSA's just run. Shooting Gallery, Triple H, Flying Rich, Ronnie Thompson. All right. So I got to know. You do something on your channel called 3 Guns, right? Let's do 3 Guns now. Right now, what is your absolute all-time favorite pistol, rifle, shotgun? Let's go.
Well, the handgun would be the Colt Python.
Oh, God, that sounds good. That's a good one.
Yeah. I've had it for about 6 years now. It's the stainless steel model. It was produced in '94. It came with rubber hoe grips with the Colt medallion on there. I sought out and was able to find Colt Python grips, which go about $500 just for the grips. And so this was something that I've wanted for years and years and years. And I finally got one and I cherish it. And I got it for a good price too. And the guy who sold it to me to this day said, I'm so happy I sold you that gun, because I don't know if anybody I know that I could have sold this to who would appreciate it as much as you do. And
that's a great revolver. How much do they go for now?
About $2,500 for a 6-inch barrel with the blues are actually absolutely gorgeous, but they are a little less expensive, or shall I say the stainless is more expensive than the blues. So nothing's less expensive, but you're looking at the low end, depending on condition, $2,500 low end. If you find something under 2,000 that's in real good condition, then that's a good investment.
Yeah, that's on my bucket list to get one day. But I really want a DE50. You know, since I was a kid, I've always wanted a Desert Eagle. I think they're the coolest looking guns, and I got to shoot one once, and it's pretty.
One day I want to try that. One day I'm going to try that Desert Eagle.
It's awesome. So, what about your rifle?
I'm just kidding. I own 4 of them. I'm just joking.
I was going to say, doesn't this guy? Is the Alzheimer's kicking in on Dan over here?
You played that well.
Whoa! You got 4 of them.
Yeah.
You want to sell one?
No.
Oh, you're killing me. So what about rifle? What's your favorite rifle? All time favorite rifle?
Okay, my favorite rifle is my Malat Vepr AK-308. It is that too has gained value over the years because
it's called a Molat.
It's Molat, Russia. What happened was it's like many of the Veprs have a wood stock. This has a tubular folding stock with polymer furniture, and it's got a 21-inch barrel. It's chambered in 308, same controls as an AK. It is an AK, but it is chambered in 308. And what happened was about 300 of these made them into the country, and they were being imported by the Fine Group. And then the Malat factory in Russia burnt down. And so all of a sudden, these rifles that I bought for, I believe I bought for $1,200, all of a sudden they're selling for $2,500. Now, I don't know if it's still that way. You can get a Vepr, but you're not necessarily going to get a Malat Vepr with the tubular folding stock.
Okay, you said rifles is in plural. How do you have more than one?
More than one rifle or more than one Bepper?
More than one of those Molot.
No.
Oh man.
No.
One day
there are local gun stores that had them for sale, and when that Molot factory burned down, they took them off the shelves and put them in the safe because they knew that the cost would only increase, and it has big time. And so it's just an amazing rifle.
And what shotgun? What's your go-to shotgun? Your favorite shotgun to shoot? Like if you're going to the range right now with somebody and you're like, hey, you got to shoot a shotgun. Let's go shoot this.
Remington V3 Tactical. I talked about it earlier.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. I mean, got that VersaMax system. It can handle the recoil of a 12 gauge better than any shotgun I've ever shot.
Oh, that's a bold statement.
Yeah. I encourage anybody, if you can shoot the VersaMax system, patented by Remington. People beat up Remington all the time. Some of it's justified. I'm not taking a position on that. But what I am saying is that the VersaMax system that they use in their semi-auto shotguns is so nice and so manageable that I'm yet to find something that shoots as smooth in 12 gauge.
Oh man, that sounds. Oh, I'm taking notes here, man. I'm sure one of the next meet we have, one of my subscribers has to have one of these VersaMax shotguns, or the one you were talking about, the shorty.
Yeah, that's TAC 13. That's a TAC 13.
But it has the same system in it, right?
Yeah, the VersaMax system. V3. It's called the V3 TAC 13.
And what do you have on that TAC 13? Do you have like a laser light combo?
No.
Woo! TAC 13.
No.
Boss Hog says, my wife's grandmother has a Colt Python, and I shot it. Smooth revolver. Your wife's grandmother is an amazing woman. Man.
Well, maybe the grandmother, the Python was a duty weapon for many law enforcement, like with the 3 or 4 inch barrel. And it was a common revolver. Nobody back then thought that it would evolve to this collector's piece that was worth thousands of dollars. Nobody knew that. And it was very common. That would be like all of a sudden someone saying that a Smith & Wesson 642 is a rare piece and doubled its price. Someone's like, what are you talking about? I had those all the time. Well, that's what the Python was. And so when many people retired, they kept their duty revolver, and it was a Python. And they appreciated it. But if you recall, they changed a lot of those over, partially because of the Miami shootout, but they said we're going for more capacity. So they just may have put this away in a drawer or something. Yeah. And all of a sudden, 30, 40 years later, they still have this Colt Python and nobody understands the value of it. They had no reason to think about it.
Nice. In the chat, we have Joe Terra with the $9.99 super chat. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. That's awesome. Every dollar goes back into the channel. Roman's Generic Gun says the Melot Vepper 308 is fire.
It is.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal.
2A EDU's working all weekend. Of course. He owns a lawn company, so he's out there busting his butt, man, which is really hard. That's hard work.
I wonder where in Michigan he's from.
Where you at in Michigan?
He might not want to type that publicly.
I think he's mentioned it like around the area. Just give us like the general area.
Or the county.
Tool says, I bought the most useless gun ever today. I don't think there's such a thing. Unless it's a lamp. I don't know. Let's see. 2A EDU Trump banned sanctioned Melot. They will never come to the USA again.
I think that was under... Well, that also happened right around the time of the fire, and Obama was in office then.
Oh, that's
a bummer. That's when we saw some of those what do they call it? Where they were banning a lot of the imports, especially with firearms and ammo.
Let's see. He says he has a week to get the content going. All right. I got a poor man's Python. Dan Wesson 357 6-inch barrel. That's still a great gun.
That's a phenomenal gun.
Oh man. William says I have a Vepr 12, not as cool as a 308, but it's fun for a 12 gauge. If you can stomach the price and the mags.
Yeah.
I know. I know. So you also did a video. Let's change, because this is something that I actually took a sticker off my truck. I just got a new truck and I put a sticker on it. And you did a video on not advertising you're a gun fanatic and keeping certain stickers off your truck. And so I took off a sticker, and I'm thinking, it's like, you know, I really don't want to advertise, because you had mentioned in the video that someone had broken into your vehicle. And did they get a gun when they broke into your vehicle or no?
Yeah. Well, I try to be the gray man,
right?
Fit in with society, not draw any attention, but be dangerous. And to me, that just works. Like, when I'm out and about, I don't go up to random people and start mingling. I don't want to, I don't want to get in somebody's business, and I don't want anybody in my business. It's not that I'm not personable. It's just the gray man type of attitude. And so you can't be a gray man if you have Glock stickers throughout your vehicle or stuff like that. Even Delta, like, nobody knows what that is. Very few people would know that this hat is a rifle maker. Okay. Very few people would know that. Or this shirt, Grove Tech, they make rifle slings. Nobody's really going to know that. Or it would take a skilled person to know what that is, because they don't sell it at Dunham's or just the big box stores, wherever. You don't see them, but to be the gray man means you're just fitting in. You're kind of just fitting in society, but you're dangerous as hell. And if things go down, you're probably one of the only people around that can do anything about it.
Yeah, it's like, for me, it's the same train of thought when it comes to open carry. Why open carry? Because if there's a bad guy, you're the first person he's going to shoot at. It's better for no one to know that you're carrying a gun.
Well, there's a flip side to that, though. And this never gets talked about. This would actually make a good video. There are people who, well, for example, in Michigan right now, you take your CPL class, concealed pistol license class. You take the class. It's an all-day class. Costs about $150. You take the class, and you pass the test, and you get an NRA certificate that is the requirement to get your CPL. 9 months to a year before you get that CPL.
That's
9 months to a year. Now, 12, 13, 14 years ago, 15 maybe, I think it's longer. I've renewed quite a bit. But anyways, they had a 3-month wait, and that was excessive. So in my opinion, if you're in that holding pattern, open carry. Why not?
Yeah, that's true.
Why not? Listen, we have been so conditioned to see things attached to people's belts. We don't even look at it anymore. To see a big old phone holster, you're younger than I am, but I remember when there were no cell phones. And then when you'd see this big old cell phone holster on somebody's side, it used to draw attention to it. Now everybody has them. It's a nothing thing.
Okay, let's rephrase that. Cell phone holsters are for people, I want to say, 60 and up, 65 and up. Dan.
Oh, no. What are you talking about? What's wrong with this thing?
Cell phone holsters with the clip on the side. Oh man, that's the new pager. God, nobody has cell phone holders.
Well, you know what? I will tell you, part of being a gray man is that when everybody's going left, I'm going right. There you go.
That is true. Hey, I got a fanny pack. I wear it sometimes. Look, Joe Rogan wears a fanny pack.
I have nothing against that. But that's a little more, who used to wear the fanny packs were all the yuppies. The yuppies are the ones who used to wear the fanny packs. Listen, if you use your pockets for EDC stuff, how are you going to stick a phone in there?
You have 2 pockets.
And you have a wallet, it goes in one, right?
In my back pocket. I'm just
giving you
grief,
making me mad.
I'm just giving you grief. Real good. Quick, 2A EDU says, I'm not too far away from my buddy Jerry Wayne, who you'd had on your channel. I've done vids with him too. Small world. Okay,
I know where he's at. That's actually where I'm going to go shooting tomorrow. I'm going down in Monroe County. Yep.
Nice. Is it okay if I shoot him your email?
Sure, I don't mind.
All right, 2A, I'll send you his email after the show. Mike McClune says he stopped putting stickers. You know, I stopped advertising. I don't wear gun shirts, I'm sure, but people just think, you know, they don't even know what that is. I don't ever get recognized out. If I go to Academy, know who I am because I stalk those academies. But no one.
You're slowing down a little bit. You're slowing down and you're getting fuzzy, at least on my end.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you're frozen right now.
Uh-oh. That's not good. Let's see. Everyone in the chat, how's it looking? Oh, smash, I'm frozen. I look good on mine.
Yeah, you're coming to life now.
Oh, man.
A little delay.
And I switched to this new camera with new lighting and all that stuff to kind of get around. I had a Wi-Fi camera before that was horrible. So I did this one.
See, Wolf asked, if I ever go to the pit, he thinks it's closed for good. It's been years since I've been to the pit in Lapeer. I didn't like it when I was there. The couple times I went real early in the morning. And the reason I didn't like it was because there was too much muzzle flashing going on by large groups of people.
What's the pit?
There's this 100-yard pit, and it's actually a dedicated shooting range, but there are no range officers, and it's outdoors, and it's actually a real nice place to shoot. And it's this huge pit. It's a huge gravel pit is what it is. But there are no, I mean, you have to hope that people practice safe gun handling. And if they don't, you're going to get muzzle flashed several times. And when I went there, I'd look around and I reached a point where I'm like, I have other places I could go. And it's been years since I've been to the pit, but I didn't know it was closed.
Right. You know, I've seen, man, me and my buddy Mike were at this range just the other day, and it was an indoor range, and the couple next to us, they had the rental bucket with 4 pistols and some ammo, and they're holding it all wonky. And man, it was really kind of scary to shoot next to them. And until they left, we kind of just hung out. Man, it was really kind of, I don't like shooting next to brand new shooters, you know. It's without direction, you know. So they got to start somewhere, but take lessons, folks.
Well, watching a couple YouTube videos is not enough. And you know, as much as people like you and me and other people who make videos try to help, hands-on's the way to go when it comes to safe gun handling, because you may watch it and agree with it, but you may not retain it all. And that's where the issue's going to come when, you know, you're in a position where you are expected to perform safely and you just don't know what you don't know.
Right. You know, you can learn a lot from the internet, but I think when you first get into guns, you should definitely just take a basic lesson or go with someone that's very experienced and learn the fundamentals, you know. I take a lot of new people shooting all the time. I just took my neighbors. They're from China. They've been here for about 2 years now. And, man, they had the best time of their life. But it was a little scary. So they shot a couple of guns safely. And I said, great, now go take lessons. I'm not the one to try and teach you the absolute fundamentals. I'll take you and we shoot a couple rounds, but go take lessons. Oh, man. Yeah, that was a rough night. Let's see. Any questions in the chat for the firearm guy? And it's not firearms guy, people. Stop making that mistake. It's firearm guy. A-dubs rather have a couple pocket rockets out of sight. Come on, man. Let's see. WhatsApp being dirty in the chat. It's a family show. WhatsApp. Come on, man. Come on. Yeah, learning requires repetition and time. So what is your thought on pistol red dots? I mean, are you ever going to carry one as your carry gun?
I have before. I've got several red dots right now. I've always avoided it, but now I have several. And I have one on the Hellcat. I have one on the Ruger Max 9. I have one on a Taurus G3. One on the XDS Mod 2. I've got no, that's a Crimson Trace on that one. I've got several. What I find, see, it's a little bit harder because it's almost like taking a new sport and saying, forget everything you learned in the past and now do it this way.
Right.
I'm an old dude, man. I got like 2 years left and I'm dead. I want to be able to be proficient with what I know and to change everything. And you are changing. You are actually holding the gun differently.
A little bit, yeah.
Because you have to focus on that glass and that dot opposed to that 3-dot sight. So you literally have to hold it differently and you have to trust that dot. I really enjoy it, but I'm not to a point where I'm ready to carry with it like that at this point. And right. I was once at a point where I was like, I don't want anything to do with these things. I was like, I can hit the target. I don't need that thing. And then I shot my buddies and I was like, whoa, hang on now. I like this. I like this. This is really cool. And then, so I avoided it. Everybody was buying the $600 Trijicon RMRs. They're about 500 now, but they were 600 then. And everybody was buying these. I'm like, wow, that's a lot of money. You know, you're looking at a $600 Glock and a $600 red dot. Hope it all works out. Well, there are so many other choices out there. And so, yes, I have them. Yes, I like them. I'm not head over heels in love with them, but they are.
They're pretty neat.
Yeah, they are.
So I was at the range with my buddy, and he pulls out this 1911. It didn't even come with regular sights. It was just RMR only. And it was I think it was a 6-inch barrel, and man, that thing shot like butter. And we put that target way back, and we were I've never grouped shots like that. The only thing that it took me a while to get used to on the red dots is finding the first shot from a draw. That's tough because you can't fish for it. I mean, you just gotta find it, and just bringing that pistol up to a different level. It's tough, man. Now I'm pretty good with it, but man, the first time I went to the range, once you have the red dot on, oh, it's so nice.
It is getting to that point because when you draw the pistol and you bring it up, we've always learned that you're bringing it up, you're focusing on your sights at this point, and as you extend, you're on target. Now I'm looking through glass at a little tiny little dot.
Yeah. And
I practiced before. I'm like, I can't see it. I can't see it as quick as I can see my 3 dots because I'm conditioned, you know. It's like I've been doing it like this for years. So I don't know where I stand with it all. I do like it. I've got several now. I put it off. I probably have 6 pistols with red dots on them right now.
Oh, man. That's pretty awesome. Hey, so I wanted to ask you, what do you think? Because I'm thinking about picking this gun up, the CMMG Banshee.
Oh, love it. One of the best you can get.
That thing looks pretty sweet. If I can get my hands on one for a decent price, I'm going to pick one up pretty soon. I think it's really cool. I saw your review on it. I've seen a few other reviews.
What are you going to get chambered in?
I was thinking maybe 300 or I don't know. I like to consolidate my calibers and I don't want to have so many different calibers. But I've never owned a 300 Blackout, and I don't know. What do you think?
I've got one in 300 Blackout. And I've got one in 5.7 by 28 millimeter.
Ooh.
And I love that. I really love that. 40 round magazines. 40. That would be a bug out gun.
Ooh,
and
that would be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
And you did. I know you did a video on that one, right?
Oh, I did. Yeah.
I gotta find that one.
Yeah.
I saw the one you did on the 300 blackout, but I didn't see the other one yet. There's so much content, man.
Yeah. And so, you know, see the CMMG Banshee line, you know, the 300 series is the one you want. Now, there's nothing wrong with the 200 series or the 100, but the 300 series is the high end. And then they offer the rip brace that allows you to keep it in its shortest form and then just rip it out, and instead of monkeying with any levers to adjust. So you just rip it out and you should be on target quickly. Yeah, they're phenomenal firearms. There's no question about it. They're some of the best out there.
Nice. So what's next for you? What's your next video going to be on?
Well, I can't divulge everything at this point, not because I'm special. It's just that there are some new releases, and that I'm looking to focus on that tomorrow and the next day. I do plan to do the a showdown, not necessarily a handgun showdown, but that's a series I'm running, handgun showdown, but a Shadow 2 versus Beretta 92X. I shot them side by side, and I was hoping after I shot each side by side, and I had my share of misses, but I was hoping that one would stand out to me more than the other. Thinking, man, you know what? I thought I loved this one, but I love this one more, or I'm sticking with this one because I don't think I can make a decision as to which one I like better. They are both so incredible and well shooting handguns and so that's why I was looking at that Tanfolio Witness Match 2. Like, I'd like to get that. I want the Arex Arms Alpha, same category, steel frame, 4.7-inch barrel. Yeah, I'm looking to do a compilation of the best double action, single action firearms out there.
Oh, that's going to be a good video. That's going to be a great video.
It's going to be freaking expensive. Okay.
It's going to be time consuming.
It's going to be hard. It's going to be expensive, but I really want to do it. And I don't think it might not view well. Okay. Just because people are like, this is out of my category, and I get it. It's out of my category. But I want that Rex Alpha, and I want that Witness Match 2, and I might be able to squeeze in my SIG 226. It's got 4.4-inch barrel, a little bit shorter, aluminum frame instead of steel. So I don't know. I'm still researching, and
that's going to take a while.
One of the things that people don't understand is some of the prep for certain videos. The prep that goes into that. I ran a video back in 2017. It's my highest viewed video. It's got like 2.1 million views. And it's already outdated. But it took me like 4 months to acquire the firearms, whether it was borrowed, beg a manufacturer for it, which I did, then to do the range time and then learn about them. 15, and then put it together to actually make the video and put it all together. It took probably over 4 months in the making. Now, in between, I was running little comparisons and showdowns and reviews and this and that. And so somebody watches that and they say, well, this video was a fail because you didn't have the Taurus G3C. It's like, okay, this was a fail. I would like to see you acquire just a portion of this.
Yeah, right.
Perhaps you could do that, but then you'd realize how difficult it was to put this together. And I'm not asking for any compliments. I'm not asking anybody to say it was great. If that's what you think, then say it. But right. My point is, I've learned, at least anyways, as a viewer, to respect what the content creator did and the prep that it took to do that, even if it was a 4-minute video and I didn't think it was great.
Yeah, when I did the Ruger LCP Max, it was okay, but you know, I think if I had written down a script a little bit and kept on talking points, I think it would have turned out a little better. So, you know, I think every video is a learning experience. So we do have some questions from the chat. Santiago wants to know if you're coming to the NRA show in Houston, Texas.
No, I do not plan on attending that. I've never been to an NRA show. You
should come down. It's a good show. We'll go get some steak.
I would enjoy that.
If you come down to the show, I'll take you for a tomahawk steak.
When is it?
It's shucks. I think it's September. Someone in the chat, please chime in. I'll take you for the best tomahawk steak you ever had. You probably can't finish it. It's as big as it's huge. So you get to go pick it out. What you do is we go to this place called Taste of Texas. They take you in this like fridge. You go pick out what you want, and they cook it to perfection. So good.
Oh, really?
Oh, it's pretty awesome. WhatsApp says he has a GX4 and it's great. What's your opinion?
Love the GX4. Took me a while to get on target with it. I did have to play with the sights a bit, but it was it certainly fired well. I went out to Ryder's range when I shot that, and I was so jealous. Ryder is just such an amazing shooter, and I was trying to figure out where this thing was hitting, and so I said, Ryder, why don't you see where this thing's hitting? And he shoots a 6-inch target, at like 14 yards. And so a 6-inch target is like this. He hits it like right here, a little bit high right. And he goes, yeah, it's shooting high right. And meanwhile, I'm trying to hit these larger targets. He's like, he shoots a 6-inch target for like 14 yards to go. It's high right. You're right. It's high right.
Man. I've seen some crazy shooters. And you know, I'm trying to get I'm doing a lot better than I used to shoot. At least I don't feel like I'm wasting ammo at the range, but man, it's tough. M. Gabriel says, have you tried the Halosun Circle Reticle?
No, I have not. I have very little experience with Halosun. I helped a buddy sight in a rifle with a Halosun just a couple weeks ago, and it was different. I was playing around with things. I'm used to Vortex and Sightmark and a couple others, but no, I have not tried that. I know they review well, and I know that a lot of people love their Halosun products. It's including Ryder from Ryder's Range. He's got a Halosun himself.
Yeah, those prices. I wish they'd come down a tad bit, though. They're not cheap.
Right.
Texas Gun Advocate says, I have a Taurus 605 as my first revolver. What would you recommend for my next revolver?
Well, that's a tough one. Can you answer that? I mean, it all depends on what application he's looking to do. If he's looking for range fun, home defense, carry, that revolver, just like anything else, comes in all shapes and sizes.
I really want a Super Red Hawk. Again, another Ruger
action.
God dang.
Get a Magnum Research BFR.
I got to write that down.
I've got one of those. The thing is, I've got my
BFR.
Jeez, this thing I can't.
You know, I've never taken notes. I've never taken so many notes talking to somebody on a chat before. BFR. I have to Google all this stuff later.
It stands for Big Frame Revolver, but you'll hear people call it other.
Oh yeah. Oh yes, I have heard of that. Yeah. All right. So Absolute Missy says, "What's your favorite defense ammo to use in your Hellcat?"
I've got it loaded up with Remington Golden Saber Black Belt. I've shot that in a variety of firearms. It is super smooth, and I just feel real confident with it. Having said that, there are or have been no defensive ammos that hung up in the Hellcat. Any of the ones that I own, and I've got 3. And so I truly believe that
nice
will feed, fire, and eject just about at least everything that I've tried. It's been more than a couple.
Gabriel asked me the same question, and no, but a buddy of mine just bought one, so I'll be shooting it probably this weekend. So I'll be able to tell you next live. Sandy, Halo Sun Circle Dot is the best. Oh, Santiago, do you have one? We need to. What do you do? You still out of town? You need to come shoot, man. Let's go.
Circle Dot is an amazing reticle, but I would appreciate it because it would be easier to pick up. But I have to say, I really like them on rifles. I don't know that I would like it on a handgun, unless you're talking about handguns. I couldn't tell with the question.
The CMM Banshee, the CMMG Banshee comes in a 10 millimeter.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, that's what I want to get. Oh my God, I love 10 millimeter. That's my favorite round of all time. I love it, man. I absolutely love that. Will has a, oh God, man. Everyone has it but me. That's it, man. I gotta go get one now. As soon as I can hide it from my wife, I'll go get one. Let's see. It's an expensive. Yeah, it is an expensive caliber. Let's see. Any other questions? Oh, man, I tell you, I did have one more. What do you think about the Masada pistol?
I liked it. I didn't fall in love with it. It has great features. It's priced well. It's optic ready. It has a lot of what shooters are looking for. It's quite larger than many others in the same class. I thought I would fall in love with it. But thankfully, I borrowed it and didn't buy it because I almost bought or traded for it at certain times. It has a different sight picture. The sight picture looks the same, but it impacts a little differently. There's a learning curve to it. But the same with the way I shoot Glocks, I always have to remember that I have to pull up the sight a little bit because I shoot it low. But anyways, so it took a little learning curve, and that's okay. But I didn't get that feeling after I shot it that it was something that I really wanted to run out and get. I was like, I'm happy giving this back to my buddy and thanked him for the opportunity to review it. But that's how I walked away with the Masada.
Right. Again, if you're in the chat and you're not a subscriber, please hit the subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you're not a subscriber to the Firearm Guy, which I don't understand how you could not be, I just put his link to his channel in the chat. Please click it and subscribe to his channel also. Let's see. Any other? Oh, Reeves Custom Holster. He makes custom leather and Kydex holsters out here in Texas. Really great guy.
He makes custom leather Kydex holsters, and you're using a sticky what?
I already have one. Trust me. I have 2 or 3 of his holsters.
Oh,
3.
Okay.
He's made 3 holsters for me. One leather with like a little Kydex thing in the side, so it's real stiff. He makes great stuff. Makes it by hand. Let's see.
We pretty much have to make holsters by hand, unless you're one of those mass-produced.
But he used to sew them by hand too. That's the thing. When he made his leather ones, he just barely got a leather sewing machine.
Yeah, that would be a lot.
Yeah. Let's see. MKJO, watch the Firearm Guy every day.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah. You know what I tell people when I turn them onto your channel? I go, look, man, he has such a great library of videos that you can just put it on autoplay and just sit there and as you're working, you're gonna find a good video. You might not love all of them, but there's so much good content there. I mean, 1,700 video. How many hours is that total? That's gotta be a week.
It just happened. One of the things that I decided a while back is that I said, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do everything I can to share content. Like it amazes me that there are people who want their channel to grow, but they want it to grow not organically. They want it to just all of a sudden happen, like beg their friends and families to watch.
Yeah.
I tell people, you are the channel, what you put into it. And so if you have content and you're not afraid to get out there and share it, then why not put 3 videos up a week, maybe 4, if the ideas are coming, And so I've been doing that for 10 years now, and it is hard, but I still love it. I've got it. I have to say this. Other people have told me this too, and I'm so proud. The followers of the channel is so loyal. They are so intelligent. They're so respectful. And there are times where I may have, like, we all see this. All of a sudden there's this influx of subscribers that come out of nowhere. I was thinking, I don't know that I like, I love that. I love the group that I have. And of course I want more. I want to build a channel, but they're just an amazing group of people. And I've had other people say something. They say, I've noticed something with you that makes it different. And it's not me. They say, your following is so loyal. And I said, I couldn't ask for a better group of people. It's amazing. And it's been that way too.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. Heck, I was one of your followers too. I love your channel. It's really has something for everyone. I mean, Obama phone rap, jeez, the zombie video. I mean, jeez, it's so much good stuff, man. So much good stuff. Let's see. Smash time. Can you fly home with Malut if you find abroad?
Malat. Huh? Malat. That's that Malat rifle I was talking about.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I don't know. Maybe you can. Maybe. I do logistics for a living, and let me just tell you, less than 1% of 1% of those containers are inspected as they come through the port. Trust me, if someone wanted to get stuff in the United States, it ain't hard at all. It's super easy. Let's see. There aren't many Michigan gun channels. I'm pretty sure the Firearm Guy is the biggest one.
No, Mike the Cop.
Mike the Cop is in Michigan?
Yeah. And he's got a lot more subscribers and views. I don't know. He's not really a gun channel. He's kind of a comedy channel in a way.
Yeah, he's pretty funny.
Yeah, he doesn't really do. I wouldn't categorize him as a gun channel. He does talk about law enforcement and some. Right. He does some real good comical stuff.
Casper's Crib says, "Where did I get this metal sign with the flag on it?" This is from Nashville Metal Art, and it's held on with just two little magnets you put on the wall, and it is so cool. I did a video on it. Go search back on my Nashville video where I did my little trip up and around. And it's really a cool place, and I had a really nice American flag one, but I was visiting my brother and he saw it, and I don't have it anymore. Some things are hard to break, you know. Big brother wants it, big brother takes it. I think he traded me like a rifle. Oh, he did send me some body armor though. That's cool. That's a pretty fair trade. WhatsApp says your limp wrist tests are great. See, I told you.
Nah, thanks, brother.
William, Smash Time, get me a Bayside Blue R34 GTR with your logistics connections. I probably could. Yeah, it's not that hard. You can get them. And you register them as a track-only car, so you don't have to put them on the street. There's a couple of them driving around Houston, but if they ever get pulled over, they're getting in trouble. I'm actually selling my GTR. I'm probably going to sell it. Let's see. Reeves, finally bought a Glock 31. Not sure how I like it yet. If you buy a gun and you're not 100% sure you like it right away, I don't know. I've had very few guns grow on me after I shoot them.
What he's not going to like is the cost of the 357 SIG.
True.
That's going to be the problem. If it's a problem, maybe he reloads and can get bullets and primers and everything else. But it's a great gun. There's no question about that. You know, the Glock 31, the Glock 32, amazing pistols, incredible round, by the way. 357 SIG is great. It's just so expensive that, you know, when in the winter when we were shooting $1 a round of 9mm, and you're, you know, these dollars each time you shoot, a ching is going through your head, wondering how much you just paid to do that. It's like that with 357 SIG all the time.
Oh man, well, I've never paid too much for 9mm. The most I've paid is I paid $19 a box for 9mm. That's the most I've ever paid.
That's really good. I paid more than that.
I've been, and then you can see I'm through my ammo network. My buddy Mike got me 800 rounds at Academy, and I think I paid 250, 255 for 800 rounds at 9. So I'm doing pretty good on ammo. I'm not getting too nuts. Let's see. I don't know, man. People are offering me. So the used car market right now is going through the roof. And I've had I have a Nissan GTR too. I drive on the weekends, and I've had people offer me ridiculous amounts of money for it, and like 25,000 more than what I paid for it. So I think it's on the block for a little while, and then I'll move up to something better later on. Oh, Mr. Big Kid's in the chat. Oh, hey, you got to go check out his channel. Mr. Big Kid has the best opening of any gun channel out there right now. It is the best opening sequence. It's about 16 seconds long. God, so good. So good. And he does a lot with those fancy schmancy cameras and stuff, but he has some really good stuff too. And he has some really good barbecue recipes on his channel. He has a lot of good food stuff on there. I love it.
I enjoyed the chat that you guys had. That was good. That was good to listen to.
Yeah, well, he's a sharp guy. I was able to meet him at the IV88, and actually that's where I met 2A EDU for that too. Dan, you should come down for that. That's really, you can hang out with some cool people. You can hang out with us, man. Come on.
The problem is with that is the timing of it doesn't jive very well with my full-time job. That late fall is not. It's a terrible time. Same with the NRA show. SHOT Show, I make work. I plan that well in advance. But to do what I do for SHOT Show with the NRA, then the IV88, it just it's hard to maintain a full-time job and be successful at it, or taking all that time off.
Yeah, like right now, I'm in the office 5 days a week for the first time in like 12 years, and the last 4 months, you can see my videos. I was knocking out 5 videos like that pretty easy, and now I'm hoping to do 3 a week if I'm lucky. So Will had a question: if you sold a GTR, what would you replace it with? Absolutely another GTR later on. I don't know. There's no other car I've driven. I've driven a lot of cool cars. There's no other car I'd want to get. I'd just get another one. Not a Prius. God, what's that? This guy. What are you talking about? A Prius. Well, hey, man, thank you so much for coming on. I don't want to keep you too late. I think my kids are out there. They're about to bust in the door any minute. But again, thank you so much for coming on. It's always a pleasure. And man, tell the folks what you're doing next.
Well, I've got a couple things in mind. I'll hit the range tomorrow. I'm looking to do another handgun showdown. Haven't decided which companies to match up. Still working on the Breaded 92X Performance versus the CZ Shadow 2. I have quite a few other projects in mind, but they're going to be the type that takes a lot of time and energy and thought as to which direction I want to go with it. And so I have some soul searching to do to see how much energy I could devote, and expense, by the way, into it as well. But got some cool things coming up, and I can't wait.
Man, I can't wait to see it. If you only had an ammo connection in Houston, Texas.
I'm still okay with ammo.
I never
stopped shooting. I never, ever stopped shooting.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. People are like, well, I'm just going to stop shooting until ammo comes out. I'm like, that's cool. Have fun staying home Friday night. I'm going to go shoot and have a great time. Meh. Mm-hmm. I'll skip buying that extra cheeseburger meal at McDonald's and use that extra $2 for $2 extra a box, because I'm not ever going to stop shooting. It's ridiculous. That is a nutty concept. I'm going to shoot this weekend. I'm going to shoot tomorrow night. I'm going to shoot all day Sunday with the family. Just have a good time. I got little kids, almost 8 and almost 9. We're going to take them shooting a little 22 and have a good time. It's going to be a great, great time. Well, again, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. Thank you, everybody in the chat. If you're not a subscriber to the Firearm Guy, please, I just put a link in the description. Click and subscribe to his channel. And as always, guys, till next time.